I couldn't find any pictures. Damn it. Okay, right there, I guess. I don't know. That's a good chapter picture, I guess. That's super old, too. Ooh, so gross. But, anyways, Chapter 1 of Midnight's Rage, Book 1. It was a peaceful day outside. It was sharing tongue's time. Every cat in Moon Clan was gathering around in the middle of the clan, just to share tongues and share gossip. Certain cats were passing by just licking. Some were sitting full out just stuffing their faces with fresh kill and chatting with their mouths full. While all that was happening in the nursery, there was a cat lying on the ground, squealing in pain practically. Just one more to go, it's okay. Stay calm, Shadowfang. Shadowfang was a pure black cat with a reddish tone to her fur. The reddish tone was on her feet, her tail, and her back, one big huge stripe. Her underbelly and her muzzle were a dark brown. She gave a grunt as another slimy bundle landed beside her sister. "They're two healthy she-cats," mewed the medicine cat. "Thank you for helping me," Shadowfang groaned. "Oh, no problem. Anything for a she-cat giving birth." She went back to her medicine den, leaving the she-cat to lick her kits. Sonic Speed suddenly ran into the nest, or the den. "So, are they here yet?" "Oh, the medicine cat's already gone." "Well, thank you," he said in a sassy tone. He looked back at Shadowfang and her kits. "Oh, they're beautiful." He nuzzled her forehead. He stared at the kits. One was a blue tabby. Her main fur was darker than her stripes. She had weird-looking stripes. Her mouth gaped in a yawn as she curled up in her mother's warmth of her stomach. The other kit was a brown tabby, her markings brighter than her actual body. Body was a dark brown, her markings were a light ginger. Her underbelly and her muzzle were white, same with the tip of her tail and her feet. She also cuddled up with the other kit and snuggled against her mother's belly, trying to find a teat to suck milk. As they needled at their mother's fur, the mother looked up. "What shall we name them, Sonic Speed?" "You name one, I'll name the other." Sonic Speed flicked his bluish tail toward the brown kit. "This one can be named Dipkit." "Dipkit?" Shadowfang replied with a questioning voice. "That sounds sort of funny." She looked back at the other kit, the bluish one. She brushed her tail along its bank as it quickly gave a little squiggle of annoyance. Hmm. She thought for a few seconds, staring blankly at the kit. Suddenly a smile went across her face. "Midkit." Sonic Speed looked questioningly at Shadowfang. "Midkit? Why Midkit?" "Because when she's older we can name her Midnight. Or I'll request a Chain Star if he can name her that," she replied. "Well, Midkit it is, I guess." "So, Dipkit and Midkit," she sighed in relief after the strong birth, or the hard birth. "I'm really tired, Sonic Speed. Could you leave, please?" Sonic Speed was their father, and Shadowfang's mate. He had a deep scar in his body, near his back leg. It was basically a hole from when a deer stabbed him with its antlers. He had a bluish tone to his fur, except for his muzzle and his underbelly and his tail. They were all white. Everything else was a bluish tone. Shadowfang's eyes were red. Sonic Speed's eyes were blue. He stared back once more at the mother and the kits. They looked so adorable together. He lifted up the trundles that were hanging around the nest entrance. He pushed them back with his nose and his tail, flattening them out a bit, making a jingly sort of noise. The kits mewed as the noise made them happy. The next sunrise, every cat was getting ready for the dawn patrol. Chainstar looked up at all the cats. Um, Sunpaw? He was really confused. Being a new leader made him really confused. He didn't have a deputy at the moment, because his deputy had just died. He was being buried at the back, so he had to choose a new deputy before Moon High. Or was it Moon High or Sun High the next day? I haven't read warrior books in a while. Don't blame me. He stared at all the cats, trying to organize a patrol. Sonic Speed, Mole Paw, Sun, Sunpaw, you guys go on hunting patrol. Sonic Speed stared at him questioningly. Well, do you want us to invade the stupid Cloud Clan border? We're not rabbit chasers, you know. He stared at them again, very wheezily. Can someone else organize the patrols, please? I get it, it's against the clan code, but I don't care. He walked away drowsily into his nest under the great rock. He curled up and looked around at his clan. So many cats to take care of. Ugh. The chain around his neck was cold and hard to lie on, saying it barely sort of choked him whenever he laid his head down to rest. He fell asleep shortly after. Sonic Speed was just staring blankly at him. Well, this isn't a good time to be organizing patrols. He stared around the clan. Every cat was staring at him to organize patrols because he was one of the seniors of the clan. As he organized patrols, back in the nursery, Shadow Fang was nuzzling the kits as their eyes were opening for the first time. Dipkit's eyes were already open. They were a reddish, sorta grayish tone. She mewed happily as she pawed at her sister. Come on, Midkit, you can wake up now, she mewed playfully, trying to run laps around her mother, but then slowly stopping because she couldn't handle the exercise. Come on, Midkit, just open your eyes. Her mother suddenly snapped. Hey, stop telling your sister what to do. She'll open her eyes when she has to. Her tone was awfully sharp on the young kit. The kit suddenly started to cry. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make you mad. She stared back at her mother, who was now looking into the distance. Come on, Midkit, it's okay. Midkit yawned, in a gaping yawn as she showed her pink little bright tongue and sharp white teeth. She suddenly blinked to open her eyes. Whoa, it's so big! Suddenly her mother gave a jerk. What's wrong with my kids? Spotted Fang! Spotted Fang suddenly ran to the scene. She was the medicine cat from earlier. Spotted Fang stared blankly at the kit. Oh, this is so natural. It's okay. It happened to a few kits before. Don't you remember? With Rain Kit. Do you remember that one of her eyes was green and the other one was blue? Just, her eyes are blue and red. I guess that's sort of normal. Hopefully they change color after. She gave a nervous nod. Okay then, whatever. She backed out of the nest, her pretty brown fur being fluffed by the trundles that were blocking the entrance. As she walked out, Midkit was surprised at how huge the nursery was. It, it was so big. She stared up at the bark. They were in a log. A log, right? Yeah, a log. She looked around more at her sister, who was now smiling brightly. Hey, you finally opened your eyes. They look really cool, too. She started poking at her sister curiously. Whoa, you're fluffy. I'm not really fluffy. Look at me. Midkit was now staring open-jawed at her sister. Her sister was so big. She was bigger than her. She must have been the runt of the litter. Wow, you're pretty fluffy. She pawed playfully at her tail, suddenly turning it into a game. They chased each other's tails for a long while. Suddenly feeling sleepy, she lost curiosity over the den. Now she just had to focus on her sister and her mother. Her mother suddenly, slowly inched her paw to Midkit, trying to pry her away from her sister and her. Midkit didn't mind this. She was too tired. She closed her eyes, letting sleep overwhelm her. Suddenly she awoke. Suddenly being really frightened, she looked around. Her mother, her sister, where were they? They were gone. Where was she? She stared around blankly at the dark place where she was. It was musky out. There was a really dark-looking tree looming above her. She saw shadows moving. The mist around her was so musky. She inhaled as it felt as if her lungs were going to explode because it was so moist. She coughed. What is this place? Where am I? Mom! Shadowfang! Dipkit! She looked around. There was no one in sight. A black figure moved at the corner of her sight. Mama? She walked over to the shadow. When she stepped forward, she realized her paws had liquids in between it. She pawed again at the ground, feeling the liquid start to drip off of her paw. Ew! The ground was moldy and smelled gross. There was glowing mushrooms over here and there. She moved toward the black figure in the shadows. Suddenly an outline of blue came up to her. It mewed in a musky voice. Hello, Midkit. She looked behind her, surprised to see another cat. She didn't recognize this cat. It was a brown tabby with a scar on its neck that looked almost like a hole, and then just a tiny bit of white on his chest, with a blue outline, his eyes glowing ice blue. Hi there, Midkit. My name is Hawkfrost. Do you know about me? He stared at her curiously. She looked up at him wide-mouthed. No, I don't know you. Were you some sort of kit-tail? Huh? Yeah, I'm a kit-tail. He flicked his tail in annoyance, knowing that she didn't know who he was. I haven't faded out yet, but my father has. Well, he sort of died. He stared absently at the shadows, which were now moving once again. Show yourself, Scourge. Scourge? Who's Scourge? She stared around blankly at the shadows. There was nothing there. Until a tiny black figure came out, size of an apprentice at least, even though she's seen one only once when it came in to bring fresh kill for her mother. She stared at it. It had a purple trundle with stained red around its neck. It was a black cat with one white paw and abnormally large claws. Its eyes were blue. Who are you? She stared up at the cat, curiously, tilting her head to the side. I'm Scourge. No cat really knows I've been in the dark forest for God knows how long. Or Starkland knows how long. So, Kit, ready to start your training? Hawkfrost looked at Scourge confused. Hey, this is her first time visiting here, Scourge. You can't go that forward with her. Plus, this is my apprentice. You can have Dipkit. I don't want Dipkit. I can sense that this one has some sort of darkness in her. Seeing that her mother pried her away from her stomach made me feel that, and knowing that she's going to be unwanted by her mom. She stared absent-mindedly at the smaller black cat, with Hawkfrost towering over him. Oh, sorry to interrupt you guys, but who are you? And why am I here? Where's my mom? Where's my sister? Quickly, Hawkfrost put his paw on her mouth, making all her words muffled. He suddenly shushed her. Shh. Stupid kits. They always have too many questions. He growled and stalked off into the distance. So, your name is what now? I'm Midkit, and my sister's Dipkit, and my... I don't need to know everyone else's name. I only asked for your name. Now come over here. Scourge signaled with his tail to pad over to a training spot. They sat down in the gooey grass. His outline was a dark gray and red. He sniffed at her forehead. You smell newly born, like it was only a sunrise ago. He stared up at the sky, which was only darkness. Starkline, don't you take the chance. He growled and looked away. Okay, so this is how things work. End of chapter 1.